Welcome to Commencement Countdown at California's #1 community college. We are just a half hour away from the 53rd commencement at Cypress College, and this one is going to be unique. I'm Mark Posner from the Office of Campus Communications. Join me over the next half hour as that clock ticks down to 0. Test out your equipment, make sure everything's working just fine, and get a little bit of behind the scenes to this first ever virtual commencement. All right, welcome to Commencement Countdown, everyone. You are in the right place. If you are seeing me, you will be seeing our 53rd commencement in under a half hour. We decided to give you a behind-the-scenes look at our first ever virtual commencement, and in true spring 2020 fashion, we did it by conducting a bunch of Zoom interviews. So if the dog barks, the doorbell rings, or a loud car comes by, well, it's just like being in class this term. So sit back, enjoy the show, watch the countdown clock tick down, and we'll get things rolling with Dr. Paul DeDios, our Vice President of Student Support Services and one of the big drivers in tonight's commencement. Paul, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for letting me be here today.
So tell me a little bit about the unique features of commencement tonight.
Well, when we had to go virtually on campus, we met with the commencement team, commencement committee, and we basically came up with the solution of we have to do something for our students and we have to celebrate their accomplishments. The option of postponing or having them come next year wasn't really an option.
Do you feel a sense of relief in knowing that the decision was the right decision now?
I'm very relieved, but the committee has managers, faculty, staff, and students on our committee, and we addressed every possible scenario.
I'm wondering if you have any words of advice for our students as they become graduates.
I think the main advice is, if you get through this, you can get through anything. And I know that these last 8 weeks have been really challenging for students, challenging for their families. And, if we persevere and you guys get through this process and through this predicament or this pandemic, there's really nothing that will stop you from any of the dreams that you want to pursue.
Paul, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you being with us tonight. And I look forward to being able to join you as we celebrate commencement. 53rd commencement at Cypress College. Congratulations on your good work.
Thank you. Buen Cypress.
Buen Cypress, Paul. Thank you.
All right.
All right. I hope you're getting comfy and the food's coming out of the oven. Our thanks to Paul DeDios for taking his time. Another great interview we had was with our Academic Senate President, Dr. Craig Goralski, who gave us some insight as to what our faculty went through to make this massive transition happen. Thank you for joining me on the countdown.
No problem.
I wanted to start by recognizing that this is such a unique year, and in keeping with that uniqueness, the Academic Senate really did something it's never done before this year in selecting the award recipients. Would you talk a little bit about the faculty awards?
Sure. We give out every year. We give out 3 awards. One goes to the outstanding full-time faculty member. One goes to the outstanding adjunct faculty member, and then one goes to it's called the Charger Award, and that's for recognizing what faculty do outside of the classroom. This year we decided, because we've all gone through so much, and the ask and the expectations of the faculty have been so unique this semester, we decided to give the full-time faculty award to all of us, to all full-time faculty. And then we decided to give the part-time award to all part-time faculty, all adjuncts. And that is really a recognition of the unique circumstances all of us are in. And those two awards normally come with a cash award that's provided by the Cypress College Foundation. So in addition to voting unanimously as a Senate to award those to all of us, we also agreed that we would take the cash award that normally goes to a faculty member and make sure it stays within the foundation to serve students that need it. The third award, which is the Charger Award, this was a no-brainer. We've had such demand on our distance education committee since this all started. It's ridiculous. They're working 12, 14-hour days. Every faculty member who's teaching online has to interface with our distance ed committee. And the faculty chair of that committee is Kathleen McAllister in the Language Arts Division. And she's just been working tirelessly, having to create, recreate, reinvent things on the fly. And we wanted to recognize her.
As an individual, what does all this mean to you?
Well, it's been tough. I mean, I'm lucky in that, I have a long history of teaching online classes. I've been teaching online for, 7 or 8 years now. And so, I appreciate sharing the award, but I think if you were to ask other faculty, they would say the same thing, that I'm saying now. You put your head down and you do the work and you try to do the best you can for you and your students. And that's what we do every semester. Every class, every semester, we're trying to do the best we can for our students. The challenges have been different this semester, and I'm really proud of our faculty. I'm a little proud of myself, because this is I was faced with like, okay, I need to get all this figured out in a week. I mean, and how am I going to transition to being fully online? How am I going to create bridges for our students so they can go from one learning environment to another one as seamlessly as possible? How do I not lose students in that process? It was a lot of stress, and it's been a tough semester. It's probably the toughest semester I've had as a professor. I kind of get the feeling like this will all sink in a year or two when we're kind of back to being on campus. I don't know when we're going to be back on campus, but at some point we'll be back on campus, and when we are, this will all sink in. And seeing what we're capable of, how nimble we can be, how much we can do things in different ways and yet stay true to guiding principles that we have as faculty and we have as a campus and we as a and we have as a district. It's just really encouraging.
What was harder, this semester or earning your doctorate?
When we're transitioning to online learning and when I'm trying to come up with learning modules for my classes, I have a standard in my head that's really, really up there. And if I don't achieve that standard, I get down on myself. And I felt the same way with my dissertation. At some point with my dissertation, I just kind of had to, pardon the pun, but I had to let it go, right? So at some point I was like, I could tinker with this some more. I could put a lot more energy into getting it just a little bit better. But at some point, for my own kind of mental and physical health, you just kind of have to let it go. I kind of felt the same way this semester. Like, I'm going to get to a level, I'm going to get it as close to what I think it should be as possible. But at the end of the day, I need to understand I'm undergoing a really tough situation. I'm quarantined too. I have, a parent I'm worried about. I've got, family members, excuse me, get a little emotional. I've got family members that are going through this, and to try to keep all of that stuff together, and at the same time try to be as good of an educator as I can be.
Thank you very much for taking the time to sit down and chat with us, and I really appreciated the conversation, the information.
Yeah, thank you very much. And to the class of 2020, congratulations. You did it. Fantastic. Um, what's next, right? So go out there, get those jobs if you've got a certificate. If you're transferring, get to that school. You've got a good foundation. Use that foundation to go to wherever you're transferring to or to whatever job situation that you have in the future. Use those skills, use that knowledge you acquired here and put it to work. And every time you guys succeed at your job or where you transfer to, we are proud of you. So just keep that in mind.
All right, our thanks to Dr. Craig Gorowski. You know, our college and our work here is driven by great leadership, and that comes from the very top with President Dr. Joanna Schilling. Now, I know one thing she would love to see tonight is a bunch of pictures from your celebrations. So pull out your camera, take some selfies, and post them online with the hashtag Cypress College 2020 grad. That's hashtag Cypress College 2020 grad, but maybe do it right after this interview with Dr. Schilling. First of all, thank you for taking the time out of your schedule. I know you are doing the Zoom meeting hop like crazy these days as we come up on commencement in the ceremony that we will have later tonight. So thank you for being here and taking the time. I wanted to start just by asking you from a philosophical standpoint, why did we as a college decide that it was important to hold this commencement tonight?
Well, that's a great question. And thank you, Mark. I'm happy to be here today. We talked a lot about what would be the right way to commemorate our graduates, given the fact that we couldn't all be together. So obviously everybody wishes that they could be together with everyone tonight, but we believed that it was still important to celebrate this moment. And doing it in 3 months or 6 months or another year really didn't seem like the right way to send our graduates to their next journey from Cypress. So we decided that we would do this virtually. We would celebrate their successes, which we are going to do tonight. And we believe that we have put together a program that is worthy of our students. And we really wanted to make sure they knew that this is an important milestone in their lives. And so even though we can't be together, we are going to do the next best thing for them to be with their families and their loved ones and celebrate their accomplishments this evening.
Yeah, and the reaction's been really good from students, so it seems like it's been the right call.
We have almost 600 graduates who will be joining us this evening, and we are so proud of each and every one of them. And we believe the personal touch to allow them to upload their photos and their personal mementos and a little profile about each of them will make it even more special.
I mean, this semester has been unlike anything we've ever seen before. And I know our students have struggled in ways they couldn't have imagined. Wondering about, you know, obviously earning all the way up to a PhD. What are some of the struggles you experienced as a student? And, you know, kind of related to that, one of the things I've learned from you is that the Ivy Leagues weren't even open to women in my lifetime.
So my journey, like many of our graduates, was what we call untraditional, which I suppose is a silly word to use because everyone has their own unique path. So I went to school to Smith College, which is a women's college back east in Massachusetts. And I actually left after my first year because my major was in the theater. And I had the acting bug, and I wanted to go to New York. So I left school after my freshman year, and went to New York and had a career. And then I realized that I really needed an education to go forward in my life. So I went back to college. So I was a little bit older than most of the students who were there, but I specifically chose a women's college because, as you mentioned, at the time, a lot of the Ivy League schools weren't even open to the women. And that seems sort of amazing. This was the 1980s, so it wasn't like prehistoric times. It really was not that long ago. And so the Women's College, the Seven Sisters, they were the complement to the Ivy League schools. But women went to the women's colleges and men went to the Ivy Leagues. So that has gone now. So women have the opportunity to attend Columbia and to attend Harvard and to attend Yale. But even as early as the late 70s and early 80s, that was not an opportunity open to women. But what was unique about this going to a women's college is that the education was really focused on my pathway. So much like our historically Black colleges now, which I absolutely feel are essential, is any group that is not fully treated as well as another group. It doesn't mean that you have to go to a different educational system, but there are some very unique and special opportunities at going to a college that is really focused on your education and making sure that you succeed. And that's what happened to me at Smith College, and I will be forever grateful for that experience.
It sounds like it shaped you in ways that at least I'm able to observe in the things we do with pathways and some of our special programs, and maybe our students are being shaped in ways through this COVID period that they can't yet realize. How significant is their achievement in the light of this global pandemic and what they've overcome this semester?
Well, all of our graduates that go to Cypress College have special challenges. Every single person who goes to college has their own special challenges. And I think sometimes we live in the myth that we all have the same experience, or there's one way to have a college experience. And that's just not true. So again, being not only going to a women's college, but going to college a little bit later than traditional age, which is right out of high school, you experience life in a different way. And so you experience your education in a different way. And I think what makes our students' accomplishment this year extremely special is that they've had to overcome not only adversity just to get to their completion, but this last semester has thrown everybody a curve that no one saw coming. And I know that many of our graduates are experiencing challenges with their home. And for you parents out there who are listening, we know that this is a very challenging time for each of you as well. So that makes not only the accomplishment of our graduates special, but it is a family experience. And we believe that your sons and daughters and loved ones that we'll be celebrating tonight deserve many accolades and support for what they're doing. Life is not simple, and it's how we deal with the adversity that really forms us as a human being. So I know that each one of our graduates tonight are going to be successful because they already are successful, because they've overcome challenges that they never anticipated they would have to face in their lives.
For our students, as they move from this place where they're a student to this place where they're an alumni of the college, is there a takeaway or something you want to share with the graduates?
Well, graduates, I want to remind you that you are a Charger forever. We say it at our college that we take this journey together, and we truly mean it. So your journey doesn't end today, not only for your life and your education, but also for your experience at Cypress College. So we believe that you are always a Charger. We welcome you back at any time. We are with you. And we hope that one day you will also come back and share with us your experiences, what experiences you've had and the things that you've learned. And we'll share that with future students who were in your shoes once. And you can share with them how they also achieved what you have achieved today.
Thank you very much for taking the time to do this, to be able to share informally with students your experience. I know in just a little bit you'll be telling them it's time and to stand up, and it's such a magical night, and I know we'll really recreate that magic for everyone tonight.
I can't wait. I'm as excited as everyone. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Chargers.
My sincere thanks to Dr. Joanna Schilling for taking the time to be with us. I want to remind you and put your mind at ease that if you are watching this, you will be watching our 53rd commencement in just a few minutes. Something else that'll be happening real soon, class of 2020, you will be alumni of Cypress College. And to get you in the spirit for that, I sat down with a couple of our alumni, recent graduate in 2017, Crystal Neer, and Curtis Sheets, who graduated a little bit further back than that. We're joined now by a couple of alumni to the college. Crystal Neer on the left of the screen, I think if you're seeing the same screen I am, and Curtis Sheets on the right. And let me just briefly ask you to introduce yourselves. And Crystal, you're the newer graduate. Why don't I go ahead and ask you to begin?
My name is Crystal Neer. I'm a recent graduate from Cypress in 2017. I graduated from the X-ray program. I'm now a CT tech. I've been working in the field for 3 years and I love it.
Great, thank you. And Curtis?
Yes, Curtis Sheets graduated in 1976 and had a business now for 35 years and have been involved with the Cypress College HVAC program for about 30 years. And what a wonderful experience with the folks at Cypress College being involved now that some 40 years later, I'm moving towards my retirement posture.
Yeah, well, maybe that's a really good segue for us, Curtis, as you're moving into a new phase. What has been the impact of Cypress College on your career and on your business?
Well, that's how I got started, because when I got through the HVAC program back in 1976, I was actually so fortunate to get placed by Wayne and Ron Trulock, which were the founders of the HVAC program back in 1968. And I got a job starting at Barbara Coleman. And again, from there, the relationship with Cypress, being involved with the advisory board, having more than probably 30 of my employees have gone through the HVAC program over the last about 20 years. You know, the connectivity with my relationships in this industry. If you say Cypress College and you're talking to people in my industry, then you automatically know what our foundation is and what we're all about.
Crystal, you know, newer in the career you came to Cypress College for, but what kind of changes, impact do you see from that already?
Oh, it's phenomenal. So I agree with what Curtis was saying. When you talk about Cypress College, anywhere I go out, they are, wow, Cypress College, right? They're amazed. So when I started at Cypress, I was a single mom and I needed to go and I needed to get into a successful career. Cypress has really led me to, not only they gave me the tools to, you know, learn how to do what I do today, but they built me from the ground up. So they encourage me. They help with financial expenses and everything that I needed, you know, along the way. And still today, I still keep in contact with some of the people, and they're always helpful along the way.
So the support of the foundation to you, I mean, that impact obviously was very clear. I remember when you and I spoke right around graduation in 2017, it was immediately clear to you at that point. You said to me, I'm going to be creating a scholarship here. What prompted that? How did you get involved with the foundation, or what drove that decision?
So I received a few scholarships. They made a huge impact on my life. It helped, you know, pay for everything along the way. And so the caring and encouragement that I felt from these people, from these scholarships, have led me to want to be also a part of other people's lives. And I want to give that back to what I felt. So this is my opportunity now to help these people along their journey.
Curtis, I know you mentioned being involved with the advisory groups. What brought you specifically to the foundation?
You know, it was my college instructor, Wayne Freeman, when I had matured enough where he felt I had some value to help steer the HVAC program. I got involved, and, you know, it's a community that even though we're 16,000 enrollment, people take the time to know each other and help each other. So whether it's getting involved with the golf committee or getting involved with the HVAC department now for over 30 years to most recently now, I just got nominated to be the vice president of the College Foundation. So who knew when I graduated some, 44 years ago that I'd have all these opportunities. Some young man that was a CB student, that was a good athlete, that took my drive and had good coaching from the folks at Cypress, and then stayed on board with them through my career. And I tell you, I owe so much to the college that I don't think I can do enough.
I appreciate that. And Crystal, just the importance of being involved, staying connected to the college as an alum.
I think it's important to stay connected. It gives us an opportunity to continuously grow and speak with, our alumni, and it also gives us an opportunity to mentor other students as well. And it also gives us opportunity to speak, maybe grow our jobs. It might open up other jobs for us, or
Sure.
Just help get information. So really happy to keep in contact with people.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you both for taking time out of your day to be with us here, as we count down towards, our commencement and a very exciting evening. And I know our soon-to-be alumni are full of hopes and energy. So thank you for adding to their excitement.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, my thanks to Crystal, my thanks to Curtis. And as the clock moves down towards 0, we have one final interview for you. That's with Mr. Howard Kummerman, who is in charge of our alumni relations as the executive director of the Cypress College Foundation. Appreciate you taking the time to be here tonight.
Thank you, Mark.
When you talk to alumni, is there something in particular, I'm talking, I guess, about a commonality that these alumni have that they share with you about the college?
Most of our alumni, they have an affinity for something that happened to them at the college, some special person. Maybe it was a mentor in one of the programs. Maybe it was a counselor. Maybe it was a faculty member in one of our academic departments. And they helped them along the way. Maybe they were struggling academically or financially or with personal issues. And those alumni that are coming back to us really feel an affinity for the college because we helped to give them a leg up at a time when they weren't sure where they were going to go. Maybe we helped them with some direction in their careers or direction in their life.
Do you want to talk a little bit about what our students or graduates tonight can expect to receive from the foundation upon their graduation?
Certainly. We have a great opportunity for our new alumni, and in fact, any alumni that has graduated from Cypress College, to join our alumni network. It's simply a way to get involved with the foundation, with the college, and through an initial contribution that's very small that either they can take care of themselves or maybe one of their family members gifts it to them for one of their commencement gifts. And we bring it to the family and help to make them aware of events and activities that are taking place at the college. We invite them to participate with us in the future over the next year and attend Cypress College events and come back to network and meet other alumni. And then at the same time, we hope that they will proudly place one of the Cypress College alumni license plate frames that they're going to get from their $25 contribution on their vehicle so that they can show that they're a proud Cypress College alum.
Was there anything else you wanted to add while we're chatting?
Well, I really think it's important for somebody to become involved with us right when they graduate. That way they stay in touch. We keep their contact information on file. We're not going to flood people's emails every day. We're just going to provide you with information on a regular basis so that you have the opportunity to stay connected with Cypress College and to continue to be part of our family.
Fantastic. Howard, thank you for taking the time to join us tonight. Congratulations on the work that you're doing to connect with alumni. That's it. There are just seconds left on the countdown clock. You, class of 2020, are about to become Cypress College alumni. As we're wrapping up this show, I want to say thank you, and to the class of 2020, congratulations from all of us. We are honored and we are humbled that we took this journey with you. And now, on to the 53rd commencement from Cypress College.
Welcome to Cypress College's 53rd commencement. rise as we honor the United States of America with the national anthem, performed tonight by the cast of Cypress College's In the Heights production.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets they glared, the bolts bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Honored guests, the 12th president of Cypress College, Dr. Joanna Schilling.
Good evening, and welcome to the 53rd commencement and first virtual commencement at Cypress College. I'm Joanna Schilling, president of the college, and I am extremely pleased you have joined us tonight as we celebrate the achievements of our graduating class of 2020. As many of you know, Cypress College was named the #1 community college in California in both 2018 and again in 2020. And we were just ranked as the #3 community college in all of the United States by College Consensus. This is because of you, our students, our staff, and our faculty, all who represent us here at the college. And after you leave, you are our ambassadors in our communities, at your jobs, and at your next educational institution. We are proud of you and grateful that you have shared your academic journey with us here at Cypress College. I'm fully aware that this is an historic commencement and that for many this is a bittersweet time as you celebrate this important moment with your friends and loved ones at home. We are aware that nothing can substitute for the ceremonial pageantry of seeing you walk across our commencement stage. But your faculty, your peers, and all of us at Cypress College are with you in this moment, and we are so proud of your accomplishments. There's been a tremendous amount of time and energy put into this ceremony tonight, and I am deeply thankful for those involved. But we are here tonight because of you, our graduates, and more specifically, to honor and celebrate you. After all, what is taking a journey together if we aren't at the finish line applauding your achievement? So tonight, we are celebrating a milestone that only a small percentage of people across the globe ever reach. Tonight, you are college graduates, an accomplishment that nobody can take away. You are better prepared for your future, even if right now that future is unknown. We are creating this new world together, and I have full confidence you will navigate the next steps in your life with the courage and persistence you have shown in getting to this day. One day, you will tell your children and grandchildren where you were on May 22nd in 2020, during this unprecedented time in the world, how you were feeling, who you were with at this moment. So look around you. Embrace those who are here to celebrate with you. Take on this amazing moment and feel the pride in your accomplishments. You are shining stars, and we are with you on this journey. And now I'm going to ask a favor. As I highlight groups of graduates, please get up out of whatever chair you are sitting on and stand up and celebrate. Take a selfie and share it with us at hashtag Cypress College 2020 grad. That's hashtag Cypress College 2020 grad. So here we go. Stand up if you are the first in your family to go to college. Stand up if you're a veteran. Stand up if you have had to work while in school. Stand up if you have children and family to support. Please stand up if your motivation to achieve your degree today was for your children, for your family, for yourself. Stand up if you have overcome challenges and adversity to be here today. Please stand up if you are planning to transfer. Stand up if you vow today that even with the world feeling uncertain and a little scary, that you are going to hold fast to your dreams for as long as it takes to reach them. Stand up if you are a proud Cypress College graduate. That's right, stand up and be acknowledged, for we stand with you, class of 2020. You are a Charger forever, and we are here to take this journey together. My very best wishes to each of you as you embark on the next chapter in your life. Never stop dreaming, never stop challenging yourself, and never forget to say thank you to those who share your lives. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Please welcome the Chancellor of the North Orange County Community College District, Dr. Cheryl Marshall.
Good evening, class of 2020. It's a true honor to celebrate your success today and to participate in your commencement ceremony. I hope you enjoy each and every moment of tonight's events, celebrating with your family and virtually with your peers and faculty. Even more, I hope as you reflect on tonight that you will treasure your achievements. Remember that your resiliency and strength got you to this point. Not only did you navigate through a series of courses, you have succeeded during one of the most challenging semesters we have ever experienced. You transitioned to an online learning environment and conquered your fears and doubts. When you encounter future obstacles, think back to the struggles you overcame during your time at Cypress College and use those thoughts to motivate yourself to continue to grow and develop as a person and as a professional. As we continue to adapt to this worldwide crisis, I challenge you to find your passion and to create positive change. The amazing Nelson Mandela said that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. As your partners in education, we have aspired to develop your talents and strengths so you can make a difference. We hope we have broadened your perspective and empowered you to be a successful change agent in whatever way you choose. On behalf of the entire district, we wish you well, and I congratulate you, class of 2020.
Representing the faculty of Cypress College, Dr. Craig Goralski, President of the Academic Senate.
It is also my honor this evening to present to you the 2020 Presidential Scholars of Distinction. This tradition, begun in 2019, honors a scholar from each of our 8 academic pathways, as well as counseling or the Library Learning Resource Center. Each scholar was nominated and voted for by faculty in their respective academic pathway, and were chosen using the following criteria. They must be graduating in 2020. They must be in good academic standing. They must exhibit persistence in overcoming adversity, and they must represent the values of the academic pathway. The 2020 scholars are Brandon Nguyen, Business CIS; John Lassiter, Career Technical Education; Kylie Christensen, Fine Arts; Christina Williams, Health Science; Frankie Islas, Kinesiology; Nathaniel Garcia, Language Arts; An Nguyen, Library Learning Resource Center; Connor Kiltzer, Science, Engineering, Mathematics; Sarah Quino, Social Sciences. We are pleased to introduce these scholars to you with this highlight video.
I'm Sarah Cano. I'm an anthropology major, and I am the Presidential Scholar of Distinction for Social Sciences. I decided to attend Cypress College originally because the college had an in-person mortuary science program, which is unique to Southern California, I believe. But when I started taking anthropology classes, I fell in love with it and decided to switch majors. But the teachers here were so wonderful that I decided to stay here. So growing up, I've always been around other cultures. My family is Samoan and my background is French, so I've always had different cultures growing up. And so it's always been my interest to learn other people's cultures and why people do what they do. So originally I joined the mortuary science program because I love culture and I feel like I can gear funeral practices as well as the funeral itself towards specific cultures. So when I took the anthropology of death class to get started, I realized that that's actually the career that I wanted to pursue.
I'm John Lassiter. My major is air conditioning and refrigeration, and I'm a President Scholar Award of Distinction for the Careers and Technical Education Department. Well, Richard Hawk and I attended the same church. He had shown up a couple of times in his Cypress College air conditioning department shirt. I said, you know, that's something I had always wanted to do. And so just conversation after conversation, and the doors just kind of opened, and I enrolled in the fall of 2016. So since I've been at Cypress, you know, my first semester was terrifying. I hadn't been in a classroom for 33 years. And before you knew it, I was involved in the ASHRAE Club, which is part of the air conditioning side of things. And Professor Hawk asked me if I would be interested in working in the department. It was a paid position as a student mentor and tool room manager. And I said, absolutely. And so I've been a student mentor for 3 years now. And I have fallen in love with teaching. There's nothing, I can't see myself doing anything else.
My name is Brandon Nguyen. I am the Presidential Scholar of Distinction for the Business Pathway, and my major was in cyber defense. So one of the first programs that introduced me to Cypress College was a Cyber Patriot program here, where the business division helped train the local high schools in the area to participate in this national cybersecurity competition. And just because I've been around Cypress for so long, I've grown to know a lot of the staff and faculty. I just found it very close to me. So I'm actually pursuing a Bachelor's of Science in Computer Science and Engineering at the University of California, Irvine, or UCI, and I hope in the future to take internships and get new jobs to expand my career and gain industry knowledge in the workforce.
My name is An Nguyen. My major is registered nurse, and I'm a President Honor of Distinction for Library and Learning Resource Center. I selected Cypress College because the first time I came here, immediately I fell in love with Cypress College. And after a few years studying here, I can tell that we have a very supportive environment. We have good ratio faculty and students. And as a non-native speaker, I can tell that Cypress College offers a really great ESL program to help us improve English skills. As of right now, I'm currently enrolling in the registered nursing program at Cypress College, and after graduation, I will continue with that. However, for a long term, after I graduate from here with the RN license, I will find a job and then continue to achieve the higher level like BSN or MSN. My family is the most important motivation for me because I really want to make them proud of myself. I'm the first generation that attend college in the US, and another thing that motivates me is all the faculty and staff at Cypress College, because they have supported me a lot since I came here and become a student here. So I want to do my best to give something back to the campus.
Hello, my name is Frankie Eastloss. My major is kinesiology, and I'm the Presidential Scholar Distinction from kinesiology. I've played baseball and football for most of my life, and I continued my baseball career here at Cypress College. And I came here because it had a very good baseball program, and it's one of the highest regarded community colleges in California. The main sole thing that drives me in pursuing physical therapy and kinesiology is just being able to help everybody of all ages I feel like it's a really good degree to have because as a physical therapist, I can help someone from as small as a sore knee to a torn ACL in sports and help them get back on the field or just back to a healthy lifestyle as fast as they can.
My name is Nathaniel Garcia, and I am the Presidential Scholar of Distinction for the Language Arts Division, and I'm a comm major. So the two colleges closest to me are Cerritos and Rio, but I kind of did a little bit of weighing out what my options were when I looked at like credibility when it came to being able to transfer out after, because I knew that I wanted to take the community college route, but I definitely wanted to transfer to a university after because I wanted to pursue higher education. I think my biggest driver and motivation is I really like helping people. One of my favorite parts of being on the speech and debate team has been coaching my fellow peers and like helping them through whatever hardships they're going through, and that kind of idea of fellowship and like, hey, I'm here for you, you're here for me, like we're all in this together, which is we're doing this together. Like that's one of Cypress's mottos, you know. And once I took my first communications course, I saw how much not only I was benefiting from the courses, but also the people who were around me.
My name is Connor Kilsner. I am the Presidential Scholar of Distinction for Science, Engineering, and Math, and I am a biomedical engineering major. My sister had gone to Cypress College as an English major, and she was she had a very good experience, very positive experience. She was very happy with the low student-teacher ratio and all the resources that are available, so I decided to start my academic journey here at Cypress. So immediately after Cypress, this fall I plan to transfer to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo and continue my major in biomedical engineering, earn my bachelor's degree, and then start working as a biomedical engineer I really want to work with robotic prosthetics, but any kind of medical devices that I can help design or innovate would be really great. In the future, I plan to get my master's degree to further that impact that I can have on the medical field.
Hi, my name is Kylie Christensen. I am a dance major here at Cypress College, and I am this year's Presidential Scholar of Distinction for Fine Arts. Well, initially, I was accepted into a performing arts college, but at the time I couldn't afford the tuition, so I needed someplace that was local, inexpensive, and still had a very good fine arts program. And Cypress was very close by, and that's what led me here, and it was one of the best choices I could have ever made. I was the vice president of the dance club here at Cypress. I have been a part of 6 dance concerts, and I have student choreographed 3 times. I would love to get my master's in dance and then one day run a dance department and choreograph and direct shows and continue to bring the love of fine arts and dance to everyone I can.
Hi, my name is Christina Williams. I'm a psychiatric technology major, Presidential Scholar of Distinction from the Health Science Division. I selected Cypress College because of all the wonderful things I heard. I heard about how their staff was supportive, and I've definitely experienced the love and the family atmosphere that Cypress College has. My future plans would be to be in an RN program, whether that's here again at Cypress College or if I would transfer to a 4-year university. After that, I would open a group home that provides care to mental health patients and their families.
Somebody who I'd like to thank is Professor Becky Floyd.
You know, my professors, especially Richard Hawk, big shout out to Richard, man, because he's not only my friend, but he's my spiritual brother as well.
I would like to say thank you to Professor Wada and Professor Allison Robertson,
Jennifer Page, Joshua House, and Gary Shin.
I want to thank the professors for clearly laying out their schedules and classes for me to succeed in them.
Professor Landis, Dr. Tomoka, Dr. Agoshi, Dr. Roby, Professor Saleh, and of course, especially Dr. Brenda.
And I thank Maha Afra for taking me under her wing, mentoring me, and teaching me about what it means to be a dancer, a teacher, a choreographer, and a person.
I would love to thank Jaime Ramos. He's been absolutely amazing as the director of the program.
Thank you to Professor Nico Ledesma, my statistics professor.
As Dr. Benizadi, he was the one who kind of got me into this program.
Cynthia Acosta, all the text messages and all the motivational talk that you give me, you are the best.
Of course, the staff in the STEM program, as well as the LRC and all my SI coworkers.
I would like to say thank you to my EOPS counselor, Eva.
The dean of the business division, Henry Hua, he's also been very supportive of the program.
Also Marcus, just all the outlets that he's given me when I was struggling with my brother passing away, just being supportive and being understanding.
I think that my family has been pretty supportive. They are always making sure that I'm pushing myself and helping me when I need it.
Man, my wife has been extremely supportive through all of this, obviously, because she believes in me. And she believes in this, in what we're doing. We're in this together, right? And she believes in it. So, man, I can't thank her enough.
I definitely want to acknowledge my parents. Nothing that I've done here would be even remotely possible without their support.
Thank my parents and family for helping me guide me along the way.
I would love to thank my husband, my kids for sure, for their patience with mommy. I would love to thank my mom and my other two brothers just for loving me and supporting me through this program.
Outside of Cypress College, there's definitely my family, my friends.
And most importantly, I would like to thank my dad. He has been my #1 supporter for the past 21 years, and I'm very grateful for him.
Each scholar will also receive a $1,000 scholarship from our foundation. Congratulations to these outstanding students.
Please welcome Student Trustee Esther Plavjian.
Each year, the Associated Students of Cypress College lead a process to select the outstanding graduate. Eligibility for this award is based on the graduate's cumulative GPA of 3.75 or higher. This is considered graduating with high honors. These scholars are invited to complete a nomination packet which includes personal essay and letters of recommendation supporting their candidacy for this prestigious award. It is my honor to introduce to you the 2020 Outstanding Graduate of the Year.
So, hi, my name is Elise Kananen, and I am a sociology major here at Cypress College. I selected Cypress College because both of my parents were alumni of community college. I liked the idea that I had more time to select a university to go to, because as a high school senior, I felt like it was a big decision. I also like how helpful the staff is here at Cypress College and how affordable the tuition is. While at Cypress College, I've been involved in Associate Students. In my second year, I was Vice President of Public Relations, where I got to make flyers for their campus events. Also in my second year, I started working as a student ambassador in the Student Center. Some of the things I did as a student ambassador were college fairs, helping college students with their applications, and giving campus tours. My final semester at Cypress College, I was club president of Student Advocates for Education, a club I established here at Cypress College where we got to volunteer with K-12 students as well as higher education students. I wanted to be really helpful with the community here at Cypress College and felt that getting involved would inspire me to have a better college experience. I also got to know a lot of friends and faculty here by just getting involved. In spring 2020, I transferred to California State University, Fullerton, as a sociology major, and I'm hoping to minor in human services. In the long run, I want to go to graduate school to become a high school counselor or college counselor and help students with their academics. Some advice I'd like to give to incoming college students is to get involved in something that you enjoy and find something that you're passionate about so you could share that passion with others. I'd like to thank the supervisor of student ambassadors and my mentor, Cassandra Abreu. She has shown me what it's like to be a graduate student for school counseling and has also mentored me a lot as an inspiring school counselor as well. I'd like to thank David, Jay, and the rest of the associate students for coordinating the events that happen on campus and also listening to the student body. I'd like to thank my counselor, Daniel Pelletier, for all the guidance he's given in my sociology major. And I'd also like to thank the counseling department, and the student center for all the mentoring they've done for me and all the advice they've given me. I'd also like to thank my family. They were the ones who've motivated me to attend a community college. Because I attended a community college, I really cherish affordable education and the faculty and staff that have led me to attending a 4-year university. Now I understand why the motto for Cypress College is, "Buen Cypress, we take this journey together." Because if it wasn't for all the people here at Cypress College, I wouldn't have enjoyed the journey I've taken here.
Congratulations on this honor.
Representing the Associated Students of Cypress College, AS President, Mr. Preston Jimenez.
Good evening, friends, family, staff, faculty, administration, and my fellow graduates. Today marks a special moment in each of our lives. This year, I do not have the honor of addressing you all in person, but if there's one thing that we've learned from these recent unfortunate circumstances, is that nothing can stop us from reaching this moment. We have earned the right to celebrate our hard work and academic accomplishments, and at Cypress College, that is exactly what we're going to do. When we first stepped onto campus, we made 2 decisions that will affect us for the rest of our lives. The first decision we made was a decision of the mind. We chose to invest ourselves. A college degree or certificate is a key that opens many doors in life. Cherish these moments because not everybody has the fortunate opportunity to have a higher education. A few things in life are more precious than our capacity to learn. The second decision we made was a decision of the heart. With those first steps, we chose to commit ourselves to 4 ideals: collegiality, excellence, inclusiveness, and integrity, the firm values that tie this institution together. I say this decision was of the heart because this commitment is a major factor in the determination of our character and directly affects the kind of people we will become. I believe I have grown as a person and as a leader throughout my time at Cypress College, and also know that every one of you has developed your own exceptional stories to proudly tell. For that reason, this moment solidifies the foundation necessary for greater things, because we are nothing without our character. Not long ago, we dreamt of reaching this milestone, and here we are. In our time here, we demonstrated a passion for learning. This is not an easy feat. Some of us have a family to take care of. Some of us work 2 or more jobs to keep up with the high cost of living in our area. Some of us face housing or food insecurity. It is because of these struggles that make this day so much more impactful, and it is because of these struggles we applaud our first-generation college graduates. In this moment, we claim victory over adversity, and who's to say we cannot do it again? Our graduation today is not an end point, but rather a launching point into our new phase of our individual journeys. Wherever your future takes you, remember this moment because you fought hard to get here. Life certainly has its trying times, but use this moment as your inspiration. You survived long nights, absurd amounts of caffeine, countless exams, and on top of that, a global pandemic. Use this moment as a steady reminder that you have the ability to turn your hopes and dreams into realities. When we are faced with hardships, we will keep pushing forward no matter the cost, no matter the obstacles, no matter any discouragement that life throws our way, because that's what Chargers do. It has been an honor to serve you as President of Associate Students this academic year. Thank you for granting me the opportunity, and as I find myself at the end of my term, I can sincerely say the greatest pride that I have is the chance to finally tell you all, congratulations.
Please welcome back to the podium Cypress College President Dr. Joanna Schilling, and welcome the President of the North Orange County Community College District Board of Trustees, Ryan Bent.
This year, we have 1,695 students graduating from at least one of our 98 degree programs. Combined, you are earning 2,227 associate degrees, meaning that some of you are earning multiple degrees. In addition, 1,528 students have earned occupational certificates from one of our 174 career certificate programs. 58% of our graduates have chosen a transferable degree, meaning you will be attending four-year colleges and universities this fall. 225 degree-earning students earned a cumulative GPA of 3.75 to 4.0, qualifying you for the Presidential Honor Roll. 811 of you earned a cumulative GPA of 3.0 to 3.74, qualifying you for the Dean's Honor Roll.
And because Cypress College also has a bachelor's degree, we are graduating 3 students in our baccalaureate program in funeral services. Tonight, we will be acknowledging each of you individually. You have each shared a photo and a profile with us, and this will be shared as you virtually walk across our stage. In a short time, you will be part of the graduating class of 2020. Graduates, this is the moment you have been anticipating. If you are seated, please stand. Trustee Bent, upon recommendation of the faculty, I present to you for conferral of the associate degree or baccalaureate degree, the members of the class of 2020, all of whom have completed the state and district requirements for graduation.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees of the North Orange County Community College District, I gladly accept your recommendation. Graduates, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the state of California, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Associate of Arts or Associate of Science, or the degree of Bachelor of Science with all of the rights, benefits, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto.
Graduates, tonight we begin the conferral of degree with our 3rd cohort of students in our Bachelor of Science in Funeral Service program. We will continue with the awarding of the associate degrees by academic discipline. Honored guests, I am pleased to present to you the Cypress College class of 2020.
Abigail Ava Elizabeth Adam, Noel Eve Salinas, Thai Duong Min Nguyen, Carmen Aiken, Dahlia Simone McDonald, Julia Elizabeth Santi, Andrea Akal, Brianna Lee Tully, Adnan Mohsen Abde, Isaac Abraham, Marissa Marie Alvarado, Raquel Arbizo, Octavia M. Bennett, Taylor Renee Benoit, Diana Y. Bonilla, Mi Ha Boy, Alejandra Cordero Bonilla, Daniel Ray De La Torre, Anthony Alejandro Diaz, Skylar Arden Draffen, Anthony A. Duong, Martha Zamora Esprayu, Alejandra Estrada, Ashley Ruelas Flores, Peter Joseph George, Daisy Godoy, Danielle Michelle Gray, Gastiel Aaron Gutierrez, Kevin Huynh, Vanessa Renee Karkanen, Stephanie Ann Kugler, Leon Lee, Yushan Lee, Mary Bridget N. Mallet, Ruben Martinez Luquen, Gabriela Alejandra Martos, Emily Francisca Ann McCracken, Olivia Mae Jean McCracken, Edith Mendoza, Yolanda Montes, Karina Elizabeth Noriega, Matthew Joseph O'Malley Colazo, Cynthia Ramirez, Diego A. Rojas, Jennifer Rubalcava, Miriam Sanchez, Abigail Cerrone, Stephanie Ann Skillman, Irma Irene Torres, Joseph Nguyen Coy Tran, Eric Michael Urias, Wendy Jasmine Velazquez, Ngoc Quyên Vong, Bao Tran Vu, Maya Lene White, Jin Yu, Giselle Alberto, Joseph Xavier Bautista, Zachary Mitchell Blum, Justin Allen Bustos, Caitlin Ivana Cook, Nathaniel Eliab Garcia, Wakar Hakik, Mei Hashimoto, Michelle Than Truc Huynh, Yoro Kikuchi, Jennifer Lopez Medina, Julia Christine Mayuga, Kaylee Lynn Mazone, Ho Mai Tram Nguyen, Kavika James Puayola, Paola Trejo, Edwin J. Valencia, Yvette Zamora, Kylie Suzanne Christensen, Sarah Pilapil Villacarrillo, Bernadette C. Manapsel, Zaim Mobenbai Taylor, Diok Su Yang, Veronica Bekani Arcibal, Diana Corona, Joy M. Gallo, Michelle Alexandra Montes, Charlene Rita Yanez, Amy Hideko Bryant Jr., Thin Duc Do, Hoi Tai Fan, Diane Pineda, Julianne C. Ramos, Juan Manuel Alvarado, Timothy Mutaraid, Valerie Ann Olivas, Visal Oy, Sunshine Chick, Jesse Lewis Modesco, Adrian Avina, Carolina Maria Flores, Madison Sue Mixer, Olga Konovalchik, Maricela Martinez, Donitzel Eileen Alvarez, Autumn Dixon, Kristen Therese Howard, Tanisha Jordan, Nellie H. Lara, Adolfo Sierra, Eliana Maria Ureta, Kyle Morrison Cabotaje, Fernando Campos Mendez, Derek Justin Loterte Karanungan, Katie Michelle Elliott, Jacob Matthew Fuller, Pedro Jesus Garcia, Geneva Maley Hershag, Frankie R. Islas, Panoyotis Patazopoulos, Justin V. Fun, Rashid Iverson Tabayan, Apisara Viro Janakic, Jared J. Abayata, Chehani Piomaika Ja Abekon, Abdirahim Osman Ahmed, Saeed Amir Alvarado, Brittany Karima Barada, Ashley Bueno, Crystal Carvajal Castillo, Francis Joseph Edrelin Delusum, Anthony Q. Doan, Jessica Lee Douglas Urick, Hannah Marie Dressler, Brianna Nicole Egarola, Salvador Espinosa Sr., Brandy Flower Estrada, Mina Amer Fadil, Andres Gonzalez, Laura Dawn Hardin, Dominique Grace Hernandez, Miguel Hernandez Pablo, Nima Ewelker Ibrahim, Sumaya Ewelker Ibrahim, Ansh P. Jain, Kelly Bridget Lopez, Joshua Joseph Luera, Noor Abed Majdalawi, Ariel Almacar Miguel, Vanessa Marie Montoya, Justin Andrew Moreno, Brianna Isabel Munoz, T. Nuet Min No, T. Tao Nyong Nguyen, Long Ning Nok Ong, V. K. Ong, Jennifer Oropeza, Lycra Quezel Flores Palomares, Megan Marie Pereira, Devarsh Atulkumar Patel, Biktram Dang Pham, Veronica Reyes, Terry Conrad Ristam, Preet Kamal Singh, An Hang Thi Tran, Austin Dong Tran, Monica T. Tran, Than Huan Tran, Tai Hong Han Tran, Kim Phuong Thi Trong, Alicia M. Van Herwarden, Raylene Antoinette Vasquez, Brandon Noah Villaganas, Rebecca I. Ikaza, Andrew R. Brennan, Angelica Odette Garzon, Stephanie Aguirre, Martin Josue Beltran, Viviana Garcia, Laura Christine Manuron, Judith Vargas, David Jason Aguilar, Sarah Lisbeth Aguirre, Tara Leanne Buchanan, Abigail Carranza, Micaela Monina Donca Carrion, Wendy Elena Chavari, Diana Denise Daza, Brittany A. Diaz, Marie Serena Samala Gaerlan, Hannah Filomena Gantan, Deandra Louise Netta Gibbons, Summer Hannah Gonzaga, Adriana S. Gonzalez, Celeste Gonzalez, Samantha A. Hansberry, Lizbeth Hernandez, Tyrese Fialoa Hudson, John Rashad Keys, Jacqueline Judith Lopez, Alyssa D. Lucero, Annabelle Mejia, Ezekiel Anthony Minero, Diana Lydia Molina Alcantara, Henry Fook No, Blanca J. Ocampo, Ignacio Jair Ortiz, Jessica N. Ortiz, Samuel Davis Preston III, Jolene Ponzo, Jacob Ruben Ramirez, Marilyn Yasmin Ramirez, Marissa Ann Marie Ray, Cassandra Rojas, Sonia Anna Rozek, Ashley M. Scott, Edward Solis, Kimberly Ann Soriano, Hannah Jean Stojak, Irene Elizabeth Tech Eck, Carolina Yorestivgui, Brianna Velasco, Sabrina Natalie Velez, Yasser A. Al-Rawi, Celine Altamirano, Luis Arango, Alexandra Avina, Ashley C. Baker, Nadir Kir Barsoum, Kayla Marie Bogdanov, Courtney Nicole Bogdanov, Deanna Lynn Bradley, Serena Yen Bui, Cynthia Calvario, Karina Camarillo, Elizabeth Campos, Christopher Anthony Carranza, Gabriel Castillo, Mariam Castillo, Yea Chang, Grace Chin, Ha Yun Choi, Ashley Clavijo, Francisco G. Cortez, Jonathan A. Cosillo, Daisy Marlene Cruz, Laura M. Cruz, McKenna Catherine Davis, Loris Gamboa de Villa, Hector Escobedo Jr., Sana Munawar Fazolboy, Veronica Fuerte, Mika Angeli Ojero Gundia, Alexis Crystal Gonzalez, Sally I. Gonzalez, Antoinette Monique Gutierrez, Herminia Ayala Hall, Bishoy Melad Hana, Giselle Nicole Hill, Melanie Hunt, Sabrina Ishu, Victoria Siana Jackson, Azka Ibrahim Jiwa, Andres Topete Jimenez, Preston Jimenez, Yasmin Jimenez, Stefan Kadar, Ritaj Khalid Kafi, Tyler Jordan Lanier, Mira N. Lee, Caitlin Julia Lewis, Jenna M. Lumar, Jacqueline Macias, Martha Yadira Madera de Robles, Carla Y. Madrigal, Hanalyn Pedraja Magtibay, Rocio Yareli Martinez, Andrea Filifili Matao, Juliana Mata Velazquez, Sandra Mendoza, Brenda Mercado, Matthew R. Mills, Angelica Luera Mora, Nina Eliodora Moreno, Rosa Angelica Moreno, Marlene Catherine Morris Johnson, Hiba Mohammed Ali Mustafa, Sorawan Nathalang, Allison Michelle Nelson, Caitlin Katu No, An T. Huang Nguyen, Adam Theodore Nicholas, Thi Than Dan Nin, Beron Eduardo Orquera, Alexis Nicole Ortega, Eliza D. Ortega, Maria T. Ortega Bedola, Jocelyn Ortiz, Irene S. Park, Morgan Page Patea, Israel Perez, Jacqueline Perez, Taylor Lynn Fongsavat, Esther Mary Plavjin, Sarah Nicolina Cano, Adrian A. Rayon, Cecilia Yamaleth Reyes, Susanna Rico, Vanessa S. Rocha, Yesenia Trina Rodarte, Ashley Rodell, Crystal Marie Rodriguez, Yvette Rodriguez, Mariana Lucia Rodriguez, Raquel Rangel Rodriguez, Valerie Y. Rodriguez, Andrea R. Rodriguez Lopez, Viviana Rojas, Jocelyn P. Sanchez, Samantha Rose Pinero Santana, Shireen Moneta Sheehy, Taylor Brianne Silva, Taylor Noel Souza, Dana Lean Sullivan, Hillary Aaron Thompson, Brooke Alexis Tomlin, Diane Araceli Torres, Jessica Lizette Torres, Kenya Aranza Tovar, Jacqueline Hong Tran, Ni Hoi Tran, Loretta Elizabeth Trevino, April Villalobos, Cameron L. Worsham, Jillian Tatum Cruz Uzon, Brittany Marie Zamora, Savannah L. Elmanza, Cesar Arredondo, Crystal Castillo, Valerie Saron, Elise Danielle Cunanan, Monique Gloria Garcia, Benjamin Robert Held, Maricela Jackson, Brianna Z. Juarez, Tawana Jatan Kennard, Inayatullah Latifi, Mary Christelle A. Lorenzo, Penelope Ann Pearson, Alexis Yasmin Sanchez, Clara M. Santa Cruz, Mona Elisa Sanchez Tan, Jasmine Castillo Valdivia, Aisha Muntazar Zaz, Gregorio Arturo Bravo, Miranda Sally Brodowski, Claire Chin, Cheyenne S. Driver, Patty A. Estes, Mayra Flores, Michelle I. Flores, Jared E. Huntington, Elizabeth Sungmin Lee, Erica Maria Lozano, Julie L. Miyashiro, Zimo Mirabueno Mojica, Marie Michelle Pasmont, Pedro Zacarias, William F. Beckles, Eileen Desiree Beltran, Victoria Alexis Guzman, Quinley Estrella Lazon, Lizette Mendoza, Jasmine P. Nungari, Grayson Kane Pelapil, Jin Kyung Yu, Nu Ngoc Nguyen, T. Tru Huang Pham, Guolion Wu, Desiree Cruz, Angel Carlos Duran, Hiba Flyhan Webi. Seung Hyuk Sean Kim. Tatiana Melendrez. Sergio Enrique Munoz. Maria Fernanda Perez. Monica Hilda Pinedo. Rayon Riche Pritchett. Alexandra Julissa Rodriguez. Alicia R. Seiler. Jeremy Taronas. Aileen Velazquez. Marissa J. Velez. Hayden Scott Winters. Robert Duane Harvey. John M. Lassiter. Mary Natalie Lopez. Norma Frias Rosales. Vicente Alcides Hernandez. Hoi Him Lai. Vanessa Montserrat Curiel Chavez. Maribel Hernandez. Deanna L. Rosales. Thrain D. Tran. Leslie Quintero. Yoshe Kettenbaugh Shaw. Emily Nicole Stoddart. Brittany Nicole Alvarez. Evan Ray R. Barrientos. Louis Martin Bastian Ibarra. Kyle Bradley Cudia Benigno. Yvonne Blas de la Tejera. Giselle Paola Ceja. Yolanda M. Chavez. Sung Boom Cho. Christopher John Chow. Megan Marie Colvin. John Michael Geronimo Concepcion. Julian Coronado Martinez. Ricardo Cruz Quintanilla. Beverly Ann Dean. Edith De Sena Montelon. Tracy Doe. Franklin Ray Earl. Katia Ann Farrell. Jenny Felix Florentino. Gabriela Galarza. Melissa G. Garcia. Damaris Garcia de la Rosa. Christina Maurice Galley. Trevor Eric Gusts. Andrea Jimeno Gutierrez. Jason Brian Hernandez. Jessica M. Herrera. Belle Lynn Hickman. Sayota Shoma Haulader. Nick Wang. Alyssa D. Inskeep. Nopasorn Karn Selthukon. Satvir Claire. Dehi Lee. Jess Mark de Guzman Lamarda. Brian K. Liu. Chinook Mondevgata. Alejandra Natalie Marin. Demetrius E. Mariolis. Marcela Martinez. Paola Martinez, Marilyn Maxine, Nicholas Anthony Miyoshi, Michael Moore, Ian McDonald Morris, Francisca Munoz, Maritza Darlene Nahar, Angela Kelenani Namahoy, Ashwini Nathan, Juan P. Nguyen, Thi Min Trong Nin, Momoka Anishi, Jacqueline Amy Ortiz, Myra Paez Esencio, Akshar H. Patel, Raj N. Patel, Diksha Patak, Jason Chris Mercado Quambao, Angie Rachel Ramirez, Moani Anela Ruiz, Richard Ruiz, Disha Kiran Sampat, Sofia Neftali Sanchez, Michelle A. Serrano, Joseph Jeong Shin, Christoph A. Sierra, Robert Allen Silvas, Mai Than Tai Ta, Christopher Jarzulian Tanelon, Avon C. Tran, Jacob Trevino, Canela Amanda Trigueros Baker, Ngoc Bao Trim, Kelsey L. Ong, Joyzella Dolores Velazquez, Kyla Louise Ventura, Patrick Austin Venus, Ann Kai Val, Christian Ladera Bush, Oleli Yasmin Mendoza, Diego Francisco Hugkirk, Anissa R. Unkefer, Jeremy Brian Fowler, Jamie Jacyon Kim, Waleed Morgan, Lee Ella Inman Gibbons, Raymond Joseph Gomez, Nolita I. Killian, Madeline Hilda Sandoval, Yovia M. Coleman, Abdul Latif Salih, Romel C. Armata, Dylan R. Benson, Da Hu Huynh, Noah Mukwai, Jennifer T. Tran, Jessica A. Velez, Alexandra Camacho, Esther Lumbala, Stephanie Ann Magistrali, Renee Alexandra Martinez, Jorge Melendez, Alexander Silva, Brandon Tree Nguyen, Jasmine Rocio Jackson, Julie Xiong, Mayday Juliana Begir, Amanda Jane DeShazo, Vai Thi Tuan Tran, Elizabeth Rivera, Lomonte A. Hankins, Leonte Montrell Hankins, Grace Ann Harper, Samantha Joe McIntyre, Alec Vincent Rye, Debbie Joy Areola, Patrick Delter Castillo, Daisy Lozano, Kelly Juan Juan Fan Nguyen, Brian C. Udarbe, Jasmine Nicole De Castro, Carla Gutierrez, Michelle Martinez, Lokan Than Fan, Marina Ann Saldivar, Angela Christy Marie Perez Tagicana, Danielle K. Adams, Jung L. Bach, Christina Uyen Dung, Tara L. Dow, De Nia Din, Katrina Marie Heraldez, Crystal Tiffany Lopez Campbell, Shanna Lynn Mao, and Tu Win, Mai Thi Huang Nguyen, Nancy Tu Nguyen, Trang Than Nguyen, Alexandra Elizabeth Valenzuela, Ashley Jade Noel Cashman, Tracy Lynn Beatty, Bryce Austin Haynes, Judy Jakerin, New M. Ha, Anand Jasti, Megan A. Ahrensdorf, James C. Carver, Vanessa N. Escalera, Diana Yesenia Gutierrez, Genesis Nino Hernandez, Zaudi Hernandez, Sally Marie Maciel, Andriana Margaret Tristan, Ash Wang, Yemi Merini Escobar, Michael Austin Carroll, Thim Nok Dung, Lillian V. Huang, Adrian Magwad Isidro, Connor James Kilzer, Young Guan Kim, Man Kang Lei, Hejin Myung, Jonathan Michael Sosa Roman, Elaine Ann Thao Vao, Marlene D. Cornejo, Jeffrey Mortimer Dazil, Marie Chris Dule, Mustafa Jamila Jabi, Madakar Campud Leones, Ashley Ray Lopez, Alvaro Manuel Maldonado, Anebufu Peter Okafor, Scholastica Inkaruka Tokuluju Davis. Christina Shadora Williams. Christina Leon. Erica Aguirre. Mary Cruz Aguirre. Daniel Ramos Kamuanga. Tyson Huang Chen. Giovanni Diaz. Allison Noel Engel. Caterina Fernandez. Jessica Guerrero. Samantha Ryan Guerrero. Yuan Hlang. Sarah Colleen Kearney. Nereda Lopez Rodriguez. Emily No. Ariel Marie Ochoa. Joshua Cortez Revalo. Manny Brian Salguero. Robinson Willie Saradeth. Michelle Thun Tran. Bradley Mitchell Witt. John Joseph Amesqua. Ramjoit Kaur Badashaw. Angeline C. Bondo. Claudia Gioconda Castillo. Diana Laura Chavez. Claudia Guadalupe Esparagoza Munoz. Ryan Panen Farido. Yuvia Franklin. Karen Jane Fritz. Hannah Francesca Baron Galon. Eduardo A. Gomez. Eunice Grace Datuan Ginto. Rochelle Lynn Holtz. Jayong Ji. Hyo Sun Kim. Leslie M. Leong. Nathalie Na Liu. Laura C. Miramontes. April M. Montealegra. Noemi Moreno. Spacious Nachiricha. Jessica Nohong Nguyen. Tam Trong Nguyen. Ruby Prieto. Janet Serafio. Esperanza Tercero. Jenny Thatch. Edie Rosario Urias. Cindy Vargas. Leslie Flores Villeros. Solbidnara Ashley Yu. Hyun Kyung Yoon. Kathy A. March. Stephanie Valencia. Lucia Hoble. Bisan Fuad Albadaran.
Graduates, one more time, please stand. Preston Jimenez, please lead your fellow graduates to one final task.
Graduates, please follow me and move your tassel from right to left. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Thank you again for joining us tonight. This ceremony will be linked for rebroadcast on our website. In addition, the Commencement Central website will allow graduates to navigate to their individual name and graduation slides. Graduates, we congratulate you. You did it.
Congratulations, class of 2020. Wait, who am I kidding? This is a drink worthy of what you guys just went through. Cheers, class of 2020.
Congratulations, class of 2020. You did it. This is the first step in your educational journey. I wish you the very best in your future endeavors. Good luck and job well done.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mosqueda Ponce, and I want to say congratulations to all the Cypress graduates, especially my Puentistas. Puente program is a university preparation program. Our motto is Si se puede, yes, you can do it. And now, Si se pudo, you did it. Congratulations, you guys. I applaud you, all of you. And I know you're gonna move mountains. Keep going. Next graduation, wear your puente sash. The next graduation, wear your puente sash. The next graduation, wear your puente sash. Si se puede. Bye-bye.
Congratulations, graduates for Cypress College 2020.
Congratulations, class of 2020. Enjoy this time, it's yours.
Congratulations to Cypress class of 2020. You did it. Felicidades.
Greetings and congratulations, students. There's a sign over my door of my classroom that reads, "Through this door pass some of the finest students in America," and this semester has never been more true. I'm so proud of you, and I look very forward someday in the future for all of us working together professionally. Peace out.
How's it going out there, Chargers? Congratulations to the graduating class of 2020. Special shout out goes to all the student athletes out there watching this right now. Every single one of you accepted the challenge. You got the job done. You deserve it. Congratulations.
Congratulations, class of 2020. Go Cypress College. Woo!
The Communication Studies Department would like to say congratulations to the class of 2020. Yay! Great job!
Congratulations, Cypress Chargers, on this momentous occasion. A special shout out to Legacy and Puente graduates.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. Keep up the good work and continue to strive. And best of luck on your next adventure.
Congratulations, class of 2020. You did it. What a wonderful accomplishment. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Go Chargers.
Congratulations on transferring and graduating. A very special shout out to Professor Stuart Rosenberg on his retirement and his huge impact on the campus, community, students, and colleagues.
Congratulations, class of 2020 Cypress College, especially the fine arts students. You did it!
Congratulations to all of our theater majors and to all of the Chargers. You did it.
Congratulations, class of 2020. I know this is going to be one of many accomplishments for you.
Hi, I'm Rick Rams. I'm the Dean of Kinesiology, Athletics, and Student Support Services. On behalf of our divisions, I want to congratulate all of this year's graduates and the class of 2020. To all of our kinesiology, public health students, our athletes, our student leaders, our EOPS care, CalWorks, Guardian Scholars, and veteran students, you made it. Great job representing yourselves, great job representing Cypress College, and most importantly, wherever you go in the future, we're always going to be family. Go Chargers.
Congratulations, graduates. I'm so proud of all of you.
Hello, everyone. I want to say a very special congratulations to my legal environment of business students and my writing for business students and every graduate here tonight. I'm so proud of you. I know what it means to you. And Dylan and I wish you the best because you are the best. Congratulations.
Just giving a shout out to my amazing sister-in-law, Katrina Heraldez. We're so proud of you. We love you.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. You guys did it despite incredible obstacles, so congratulations.
Hello,
Chargers! Congratulations on finishing your degrees, your certificates, and transferring. I'm so glad that you chose to take this journey with us. Thank you for doing that, and I wish you the very best in the rest of your life. Go Chargers!
To our STEM scholars, congratulations, you did it. On behalf of our STEM team, we wish you well. We are very proud of you. We are excited for you. Keep going after your goals, keep going after your dreams, and just remember that we'll always be here for you.
Congratulations, class of 2020. You guys are amazing, and a special shout out to those of you that earned the ESL milestone certificates. Good job, yay, you are awesome.
Congratulations, Cypress College class of 2020. You did it. Congratulations, we're so proud of you. Go out and celebrate, follow your dreams.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. A special congrats to all of my SEM students. Proud of your achievements. Way to go!
Congratulations, graduates of 2020. May your future be sunny and bright.
Congratulations on your graduation. Keep studying Japanese. Visit me at my office anytime. I will miss you.
To all of the graduates, to my honors students and mortuary science students graduating with their baccalaureate degrees, congratulations, success in all future endeavors, and to my dear friend and colleague, Professor Stuart Rosenberg, every happiness in this new chapter, and may the story continue.
Greetings to the Cypress College nursing graduates of Spring 2020. From the Director of Nursing, Terry Wheeler, congratulations. As seniors, you showed enthusiasm, flexibility, and innovation as you met all the challenges to graduate. Good luck in all that you do, and remember that Cypress College provided you with a sound foundation in which to build a successful nursing career.
Hi, Health Information Technology graduates. Today is your day. Congratulations. I so enjoyed having you in class the last couple of years, and I am so proud of each and every one of you that is graduating today. Unfortunately, we're making history in a pandemic, but I'll tell you, it's one to remember, that's for sure. So take care, congratulations. I want to hear from you throughout your life. Bye.
Greetings, class of 2020. I want to congratulate each and every one of you who have earned a certificate in air conditioning refrigeration, but most of all, I want to give my hats off congratulations to each and every one of you who have earned a degree, an associate's degree in air conditioning refrigeration. So congratulations to John, Omar, Andy, and Miguel, and anybody else who has completed the program with a certificate in air conditioning refrigeration has continued on across campus to complete your general ed to earn a degree. I just want to say, job well done. May that success carry with you through your career. So congratulations, everybody.
Congratulations, students. We're so proud of you. It's a great day. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Cypress College class of 2020. And a special shout out to our anthropology graduates, including Sarah, Taylor, Vanessa, Nick, Dahlia, and Julia. We're very proud of you.
Hi, this is Dr. Faraci from the nursing department. I just want to send a quick congratulations to all of the graduates of 2020, especially the nursing class of spring 2020. You guys did it. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you.
On behalf of all of us at the Cypress College Foundation, congratulations to our newest Cypress College alumni. Congratulations!
Professor Kalamian here. Remember me from Critical Thinking? Congratulations, class of 2020. I wish you all the best as you continue either in your educational career or getting out into the real world at this crazy time. How do I take this stupid hat off now?
Are y'all still here? It's over. It's over, boo-boo. Ain't nothing more to say. Go home. Go. 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 Go.